Shalawam, Shalawam, welcome back to Second Exodus Prep. I'm excited to be back. These last 2 weeks have been really hectic. I haven't gotten the opportunity to put some content out, so I'm excited to be back here. Now, I will say the next month and a half are going to be just as hectic. You might not hear from me, you might not see too much content from me over the next couple of weeks. And the reason for that is we are relocating our HQ. So Second Exodus Prep headquarter is being relocated to a new location. So just bear with me as life is happening. But we're excited for this new location. I think it's going to offer a lot to us and a lot to y'all. So we're really excited. Uh, so anyway, with that being said, today uh, I wanted to get back to our last chat, right? So the last video I posted, I was talking about the single most important piece of gear when bugging out, um, and that was your footwear. Everything, everything starts and ends with your footwear, and what I mean by that is if your footwear is not the right fit, the right size, just the right fit for you and your specific needs and your terrain, uh nothing else matters because you're not going to make it far, right? If you start to get blisters on your feet because your boot is not the right fit and it's rubbing, you're not going to make it very far, man. You're going to be in a world of hurt. um if you have on if you have on hiking shoes and you have any sort of steep, rugged, difficult, technical terrain, you're not going to make it very far. If you don't have enough ankle support in that boot and you end up twisting your ankle, you're not going to make it very far, right? So, we talked about that last video, and I kind of just wanted to 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 take it from there. Um, so today I'm going to talk about my EDC, or my first line of gear. So I'm just going to do a pocket dump and show you my first line gear. And for those who aren't familiar with that term, first line gear just simply means what you have on your physical body at the time, right? So, you've got your second line gear, your third line gear, right? So you start talking about your packs and all that stuff. But your first line gear is what you have on your body that can be used to help you save your life or save somebody else, right? Or defend your own life or defend somebody else's. So that's what we're going to go through today. So I'm going to start off with what I believe is the most important purse of you, the most important. Wow, guys. The most important part of your first line gear. Okay. And I know everybody is probably going to think I'm going to talk about this, and that's not it, right? Your firearm is, in my humble opinion and in my experience and from my background, I don't believe that your firearm is your most important first line gear. I think your most important first line gear is medical. If you look at stats, if you look at FBI stats, if you look at police department stats, etc., you will find that you are far more likely to need to render medical aid to someone than you are needing to unalive someone. Okay, the likelihood of you getting into a gunfight and needing to unalive someone is actually less than you needing to help save someone's life or have medical gear to save your own life. Okay, so that to me is the number one most important part of your first line gear. Okay, so with that being said, in my left hand pocket here, I've got medical. Right, I've got a stop the bleed kit right in here. Right, so I can pull from here. Okay, and I've got gauze, I've got bandages, chest seal, and trauma shears. Right. So that's my first line left hand pocket. Okay. Throw that back in here. Okay, so that's left hand pocket. Over on my right hand bottom zipper pocket, I've got tourniquet. This tourniquet is from a company called SnakeStaffSystems. If you haven't heard of them, go check that out. The reason I like this is I'm a father myself, right? For any of you fathers out there or mothers out there, this tourniquet will work on your little ones, right? Your children. Um, whereas most of your more common tourniquets, like your cat tourniquet, your soft tees, they are not going to work on your toddlers, on your little ones, and they're also not going to work on your pets. This will work on adults, smaller children, and your pets. So I really like this. Go check them out if you haven't. And again, nothing that I am showing you guys today, none of the brands I'm talking about today are sponsoring me. I don't get any kickback. I don't have a link for you guys to use. I might go ahead and drop links to these items just so it's easier for you guys to find them. But I don't get any sort of, you know, uh, I don't get any sort of kickback or any sort of monetary gain from sharing these products with you guys. So, all right, in that same pocket, right next to that, fits in the same pocket. It's just a little pouch here with some gloves, some alcohol pads, and some burn cream, right? So keep that in there as well. And then I get to my left hand or my right hand primary pocket. I've got just a simple multi-tool with a pretty nice size blade to it, which I really like, and just some chapstick. Now, real quick, let me dive a little deeper into this med gear. So this comes from a company called Apex Development. If you haven't heard of them, go ahead and check them out, guys. I really like them. This whole kit comes from them. You can purchase the SnakeStaffSystems tourniquet from them, directly on its own, but I got it through this kit from Apex Development. So what I really like about this kit is it comes, for those of you who are still in the city and need to be a little bit more discreet, they have this kind of like an EDC concealed carry, appendix carry type of system where it just attaches to it. So I can just attach this right here, attach this guy right there, and attach this guy right here in the middle. Bam. And then I can just use the clips in the back to boom, put that in here and conceal carry that, right? So I really like that for those of you who are still in the city. Me personally, I just go ahead and I don't use it, to be honest. I don't use the base at all. Um, I just don't have the need. As you can see, kind of my environment, I live in pretty rural area of the country, so I don't need it. I just go ahead and throw this in my pocket, and for me it's easier to deploy because I can just from the trauma shears, I can just pull it out of my pocket and I'm good to go, and I can render aid to someone else, or should I need it, because again, we're out here at HQ on land. I'm using axes all the time, chainsaws all the time, right? I'm using equipment that I can get hurt on, using. As careful as I am, accidents can happen. Y'all willing, they will never happen, but they can, right? So I like to have that right there in my pocket. And then same thing, these two guys, I just put them side by side in this bottom zipper pocket, and I'm good to go. All right. So that is my first line medical, right? Then I have medical in the car, medical, throughout my primary residence. So medical. I don't think that I think that the YouTube gun culture has really misled the masses to thinking that you're just going to be running and gunning and every situation is going to be a gunfight, and that's just not true. That's not the case. You're more likely to be driving on the highway and see a horrible car wreck in the middle of rush hour traffic, and the reality is, with this here, just with this, let alone the gear, let alone the medical gear that I have in the car, which, you know what, I'll actually end up doing another video. I think that's a good idea. Let me know. Drop in the comments if you'd like to see a video of my rig setup, just a walk around of how I have my rig staged for preparedness. But anyway, aside from that gear, just with this, I could potentially save someone's life. I'm driving on the highway, middle of rush hour, bumper to bumper traffic. I see a horrible wreck, and I know the nearest ambulance is probably coming from 10 or 15 miles away, right? Um, Even if it's 5 miles, let's be generous and say they're only 5 miles down the road, but they're 5 miles away and they have to get on this highway that is packed, and they have to get through this traffic. But I'm right here. I mean, I just pulled up onto a horrible wreck. I'm going to get to that person and potentially save their life quicker than that ambulance is going to get to them. So, just with this, I can potentially save someone's life or my own, right? So, there's that. All right, so let's jump to the next thing. Now we'll get to the juicy stuff that everybody wants to see. So, uh, on my right hand side, because I'm a righty, I have my Hellcat Pro. This is a Springfield Hellcat Pro. I really, really love this firearm. It is, I just really like it. I do like the Hellcat too, but because of its more compact size, to me, the Hellcat was just a little too snappy, a little too jumpy for me. The Hellcat Pro for me is perfect. And I'm a dude that doesn't have huge hands. So this is just, it's the sweet spot for me. You know, it's my personal preference. Um, Typically, I'm carrying it open carry like this. This is an Alien Gear holster. Again, no sponsorships. This is Alien Gear holster. I really like it. It's comfortable, easy to carry. And again, at HQ and at my primary residence, uh, you know, I have I have land. I'm in a rural area. I don't, there is a very healthy two-way culture in the area, so I don't really have the need to conceal carry this. I can open carry. However, when I do want to conceal carry, I will switch over to a appendix carry holster, conceal carry, and I will. This is a next belt, ratcheting belt. I really like it. I know who else. Core. I know Core makes some that are, I hear, are really good. I haven't personally used them, but over the years I have found I really like the next belt. It works for me. I love to have that ratcheting system. I can just hit that and it loosens up for me. Then I can throw in my appendix carry, go there, and then I just ratchet that guy back in, and we're good to go, right? So that's kind of how I like to carry if I'm carrying concealed. On the off chance that I'm like, I don't know, I'm going into the city for something. But that's pretty rare, to be honest with you. Um, I love being out in the country, and has to be a really good reason for me to go into the city. So anyway, that's how I like to carry that. Next thing, just a simple, I don't know, $20 watch, super super straightforward, um, comfortable. These are Wranglers. What are these? I think they're called Wrangler All Terrain or something like that. I want to say that's what it is. I use these for everyday use, hiking, working on the land, etc. Really, really like them. Super comfortable. And then, of course, my boots, which we talked about in the last video. These are the Columbias. If I'm not wearing the Ridge, the Columbia Ridges, if I'm not wearing that, I'm wearing the Merrill Moab threes or Moab twos. So anyway, that's it, y'all. That's it. Really simple. Again, it's just everyday practical items on your person. What you have on your physical body is your first line of defense. Um, you know, Again, whether that's to your own benefit or to render aid to someone else, what you have on your body in that very moment is your first line. And we can start to think about that proactively, so that when that time comes and we need to react, we have something on our physical person, rather than having to, like, shit, something is popping off over here and I've got to run to the car to get something, you know what I'm saying? Or I have to, it's not realistic, be proactive, think ahead, uh, think proactively, and have stuff on your person that can help you and help others in a bind. So anyway, Thawadah for watching. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, check out past videos, and again, bear with us uh, as we are. I'm gonna be a little bit slow over the next couple of weeks to put content out for you guys. But again, just bear with us. We are relocating our HQ to a new location. So anyway, Thawadah, all praise to the Most High.